Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about Blade & Soul Storm of Arrows, the item and system preview. This has just been posted on the website and they give quite a lot of useful information, including a little Excel spreadsheet with all the cost breakdowns for the new weapons. So we are getting the Lion Roar and the Wing Song weapons, and it will go up to stage 6. On top of that, we will also be getting the Thornbreaker, stage 7 to 9, and a bunch of cost reductions for our Skyforge and Shadowforge weapons, stages 7 to 9. But before I cover all those nitty-gritty numbers, we're going to go over the system changes first. So over here we know that the Storm of Arrows patch will be coming out on September 18, and they will be posting the complete detailed patch notes on September 17. But this is just a system preview on what exactly is going to be changed. So the first thing that's going to be changed is damage separation. There's been a lot of talk about this recently. I even suggested it in one of my videos as well, but this is something that Korea had looked into and had implemented already, so I'm glad that we are getting this. It's basically the separation of PvP and PvE and equalized damage based on what you're doing. So PvP content would be 6v6, PvE content is everything that's not 6v6, and equalized damage would be arena. So they're separating the three and they're doing their own balancing so that it's a lot easier to balance the game. And I'm hoping that with this system coming in, it's going to at least alleviate a lot of the issues that we're having, especially for the players who are doing arena. Having equalized damage should help a little bit, even though it doesn't fix the core issue, but at least it's a sort of band-aid solution. And if the PvE players, they're not going to feel like they're getting punished because of PvP things, and 6v6 is going to feel slightly more balanced. However, if you still have a lot of gear, you still will be able to one-shot people, so keep that in mind. Next thing is the Unity system update. So Unity level has been increased from 120 to 150, which allows us to have 6 more Radiant Stone slots. That would be 2 in each slot, so 2 more blues, 2 more yellows, 2 more reds. And on top of that, there are new Awakened Radiant and Ascension Stones. So we've gotten the orange tier, right? And so this is basically a new tier above that. It's like the awakened version of the orange gems. So yeah, however, at least they're telling us how we can get it. We can get it from Merchant of Wonders, so that's nice, but I don't know the percentage chance of it dropping or actually selling the items. I hope they up the percentage, but I'm not holding my breath. And they're also putting it in Trove, which is pretty obvious. You know, I'm not surprised that they put it in Trove. However, they also said here that Awakened Ascension Stones can also be obtained in Scarlet Conservatory Raid, which is Eternity Temple, which is definitely something very nice. Because people who are looking at these Awakened Ascension Stones, who are trying to min-max, are pretty endgame. So having them drop in an endgame raid is actually pretty nice. I just hope that it's a dynamic reward so everyone gets it, and not an actual drop, because then everyone's going to be fighting for it. But we'll just have to see how they do it. They're also dropping reputation charms, which was basically the charms that help you fill up your reputation bar. I don't know how to feel about this. I'm kind of indifferent about it, but they are dropping it on the new raid, which is the Throne of Oblivion. This is basically the beginner mode or the simple mode for boss 4 in Twilight Temple or Nightfall Sanctuary. I think this one is more of an event thing. I don't think this is going to be permanent. I might be wrong, but definitely very interesting having it drop reputation charms in this event dungeon. But then again, we will be getting more information on September 17. Next up, of course, are the new bracelets. So we're getting the Wild Song and the Storm Siege bracelet and the Thundercall bracelet if you are 3rd spec. So this is very, very nice. These bracelets will drop from Cathedra Cliffs. However, just by getting the bracelet from Cathedra Cliffs is not enough. You will need to do the Throne of Oblivion in order to get the Unrefined bracelet. And you need the Unrefined bracelet in order to do the breakthrough, unfortunately. So that's kind of like, but whatever. So just make sure that you do your Throne of Oblivion whenever you can. That way, when you do get your new bracelet, you can immediately break through and then upgrade it into the new Wild Song or the Storm Siege bracelet. They're also reducing the cost for the old bracelets from the breakthrough. So when you did get your bracelet from Sandstorm Temple, it costs a lot to do the breakthrough. You need 100 gold, 420 soulstone crystals, blah 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 blah. However, now you only need 4 silver scales, so it's much better. It's a lot cheaper to break through. Over here, of course, we're getting the Thornbreaker stages 7 to 9 are going to be unlocked, as well as the Lion Roar and Wing Song stages 1 to 6. And of course, stages 7 to 9 for Shadowforge and Skyforge is going to get a cost reduction. I will be going to the spreadsheet shortly after I finish covering the rest of the stuff. We will be getting a new pet aura tier, so it's called the Omega tier. It's pretty funny. I wonder what the next tier is going to be called. So very interesting. So basically from Alpha Pet, we now can upgrade it to the Omega Pet. Omega lol. We are getting new pet gems, and I did cover this in a very old video when it came out in Korea. They basically just boost like your critical damage and stuff like that. And so there are different tiers. There's the Hepta, the Octagonal, as well as the Gilded Triangular. These are the 3 tiers that we're getting. And then they're categorized by color. So there's like a white gem, a black gem, so forth and so on. And yeah, we're getting this. We will need legendary gem hammers in order to open up the slots in your pet. So there's a total of 3 slots available at the very beginning. However, we will be getting 6 eventually, like in Korea. Other than that, victory tokens are going to be antiqued on September 18, as well as Genesis and Alliance soul badges will be purchasable for 30 bloodstones at the Battleground Trader. So just remember your victory tokens to use them now, or they're going to be antiqued on September 18. Okay, so now that we've covered all the new stuff, let's head over to the spreadsheet. So over here is the spreadsheet. So there's a few things I want to point out. One is the cost reduction for Skyforge and Shadowforge stages 7 to 9. You are getting an 80 Soulstone Crystal reduction per upgrade stage, as well as a 20 Moonstone Crystal reduction, 80 Sacred Crystal reduction, and a 20 Elysian Crystal reduction, and a 10 Transformation Stone reductions on stages 7 and 8. Stage 9 is still going to be the same. It's still going to cost you 30 Transformation Stones, but everything else is pretty much the same here. So if you were planning to upgrade your weapon, you could hold off to save a little bit of Soulstone Crystals, as well as all of these other mats. It's pretty nice. Next up is the Thornbreaker stages 7 to 9. They have not done any cost reductions for 1 to 6. However, they just wrote here how much it's going to cost to upgrade stages 7 to 9. So you will need a lot of blood roses and a lot of materials. Over here, they've also listed out the cost to upgrade to the new Lion Roar and the Wing Song. And I basically made a TLDR down here. And so I am Shadowforge 9, and I will be going the new PvE path. And so I will be either going Lion Roar or Wind Song, depending on which one is better for the Earth Summoner. And these are the costs that I need to prepare for. So I need a Brood weapon, which is the Brood Chamber weapon. I need the Dreadnought weapon, which is the Warp Citadel weapon. And I need the new weapon from the Bracelet dungeon. I also need 750 gold, 1,660 Soulstone Crystals, 450 Moonstone Crystals, 1,660 Sacred Crystals, 415 Elysian Crystals, 127 Legendary Elements, 121 Transformation Stones, 1 Empyrean Spirit Stone, and this is what's going to kill me, right here. Elder Scales 48 and Elder Scale Fragments 20. So it's basically 49 Elder Scales. So Elder Scales are the new golden scales, which will be dropped, which will drop from the new dungeon, so the Bracelet dungeon. Other than that, the only way to get these scales are probably going to be from Trove. So I've got Trove and I've got the new dungeon in order to get these Elder Scales, and I need 49 of them. So I am going to pretty much die by farming for all these scales in order to get this weapon. And keep in mind, not only do I need 49 for the weapon, I also need 20 or 22 to max out the bracelet as well. So I am going to be farming the new dungeon pretty much indefinitely until I get all these Elder Scales. And yeah, a lot of people are going to be fighting me for these scales because they also need to max out their bracelet and go the PvE path, so forth and so on. And so just be mentally prepared that your choices to get these scales are either farm the new dungeon over and over and over, which you probably will be doing anyway to get the new bracelet, or to trove really, really hard. I personally will not be troving very hard. I will be troving 200 keys as usual on the summoner. And as I said in my previous video on how to prepare for trove, I will be troving mainly for sky blooms, sacred oils, and now elder scales as well. Because as for the materials over here, I pretty much have all these materials, so I'm not too worried about it. I might be a little bit short on transformation stones, so I might just buy some off the market or just craft some so that I'm prepared for this patch. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in this video. Hopefully it was helpful. If it was, I would appreciate a subscribe. Or if you want to go that extra mile, please consider becoming a member. Speaking about members, I'd like to thank Toots McGee, Solar Hero, SD Sin 2, Lina Ren, Key, as well as Dante Sama for becoming members and supporting my channel. And as always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome for the heals, the boosts, the rest.